You're watching Famous Dave on YouTube.
Hi. In this period of market turmoil, several people have become aware of such products as TVIX and UVXY. I think a lot of the reason for this is due to the fact that they have just are some of the few things that are green when everything else is red. And people see something like TVIX that has gone from 38 to 600 and they think, wow, there's money to be made here. However, I want to caution people about jumping into products that you don't understand. And I'm not trying to be like elitist or snobby about this, but let me just try to explain really briefly what TVIX is for some newer people. You may have heard that it follows the VIX, and that's loosely true. But to understand what TVIX and UVXY are, we need to talk about what the VIX is really briefly. So the VIX is a number that is based on a strip of options in the SPX. So when you buy TVIX or UVXY, you are essentially buying options in the SPX. And the price level right now is extremely high in these options. So let me see if I can illustrate that for you quickly here by looking at an option screen that includes SPX prices. So here we have an option screen for the SPX as it pops up here. And along the right side, you can see the price levels. It says for the front, if you look down the left side here, the number in parentheses is the number of days till expiration. The VIX is based 30 days out. So if we just briefly go to the 30-day out price level, we see it at 83%. If you look closer in time, the percentage is even higher. So essentially what you're doing when you buy TVIX or UVXY is you are buying options in the SPX. The reason I say that is because the VIX is based on these prices. If the option prices go down, the VIX goes down. If the option prices goes up, the VIX goes up. But let me get back to a second to what I just said about TVIX and UVXY only being based loosely on the VIX. There's no direct way to trade the VIX, and I know this is not news to a lot of you, but just bear with me for some newer people to just explain this. There is no way to directly trade the VIX. What there are VIX futures, but VIX futures have very different prices from the VIX. The only time VIX futures have the same price as the VIX is right on expiration. And you can see that illustrated today because we're just about to come on expiration, and you can see the front month future starting to converge with the VIX price. Right now the VIX is 84, the front month future is 78.51, and it will be a very similar price to the VIX right around expiration. However, futures that are farther out from expiration jump around wildly. Right now, TVIX and VXX and UVXY are mostly based on the April future. The April future is currently trading $62.20, which, if you do the quick math, is over $20 lower than the VIX. Over time, if the VIX stays where it is, that future will get pulled up towards the VIX, and you will see these products move higher as the future converges with the VIX. Now, in normal times, the VIX is lower than all the futures, and thus there is this decay feature involved due to the shape of the futures curve and contango. But I won't even get into that right now. Essentially, the point I'm making is that if you buy TVIX or UVXY, you are buying options in the SPX. And if we look under statistics for the SPX here really quickly, we can see that we are in the highest level of prices in the SPX in quite some time. And the way I can illustrate that here is I can go on, this is Thinkorswim. I can go under option statistics. Now, if we look under option statistics, we can see it says here current IV percentile. IV stands for implied volatility. Current IV percentile, 100%. Okay, current HV percentile. HV is historical volatility. That means how much stuff is actually moving around, 100%. So we are at the maximum price level, or the highest price level of options in here. Now, it certainly, I correct myself for maximum because the price level could go higher, but we are at the highest level in quite some time. So that just brings the point that it seems a little bit scary to be buying options in the SPX at the highest level in quite some time, especially if you're somebody who's new to this stuff. I would strongly caution against buying TVIX or UVXY right now to everybody. Certainly it could go higher. There's no reason why it can't, but I would strongly encourage people to think twice before doing that. If you are a day trader or if you are somebody who knows about this stuff, then you're on your own, of course. But if you're new, my 2 cents is be very careful. I also want to talk briefly with you about something that's not stock market related, but is something that's important to me. That is, we are in a crucial situation here, and if you're in North America, please consider staying inside and limiting your social interaction with people. There's a lot of misinformation out there. This situation, the latest information is that it could take up to 8 weeks for the situation to peak in the United States. It's not the end of the world. Life is not going to end, but protect yourself, and you got to take care of business here. And taking care of business means limiting your social interaction. Now, probably most of you are as healthy as an ox and are not going to get sick, but we want to protect the weaker members of our population, and you can do that by staying inside. There's been a lot of news stories about people having secret parties and, laughing in the face of this and going outside and hanging out with their friends. This really isn't the time to do that. Think about others beside yourself. Limit your social interaction, please, and stay inside. It is a serious situation, and I'm not trying to fearmonger or anything. I just want people to please be responsible. I know that my audience is full of really smart people, and I know that you will provide leadership for other people to tell them that this is a serious situation, and the way we can each do our part is to kind of slow this stuff down, give the authorities time to get the proper treatment in place for the sick and to take care of the sick in an orderly fashion, and we can move on from there. I really appreciate your attention in this matter, and we can go back to trading, but I've witnessed myself several people not taking the situation seriously, and I feel the need to speak seriously about it here. All right, so the world is not going to end. The market is going to recover. There's lots of people talking about, us finding a level for a bottom here at some point. I don't know what that level will be. I'm not my credibility as far as like predicting, the top of volatility and whatnot has been basically shot in the last couple weeks because I predicted the top a couple times and it hasn't happened. So don't rely on me for this information. I continue to remain short VXX, and I will stay short VXX. If it takes for the next 10 years, I will stay short VXX. That's just my personal position. I don't expect people to follow me. I don't recommend people follow me. But there you have it. I'm going to keep this show short today because I am taping an interview in a little while for you guys. And so there's that. What's up, Spencer? What's up, Parallel Elk? Oh no, that means we're going to fall more. Option writers are making a killing. Ugly will be uglier. Yes, I mean, there is opportunity out there in the markets. I would just say to you, figure out how much money you're willing to risk and limit yourself to that amount of money. It's just like when I hate to compare trading to gambling because I don't like that comparison, but just for the moment to do that, bet what you can comfortably lose and no more, and you're fine. There is money to be made out there. People are there. There's stories of people making lots of money out there, and there's tons of opportunity in this marketplace right now. It's just when you do absolute things like say, I'm going all in here. This is the bottom. I'm going all in here to short this. Blah blah back and forth. There's new people coming out of the woodwork, and I rely on you guys to kind of go out there and educate them. If you look at the chat in StockTwits, there's some craziness out there. I did want to highlight one chat which I found particularly amusing. Let's see if I can get that on the display here. Coming up. This was and I don't think this guy was serious, but I found this particularly amusing. It says in TVIX, I'm just a 50-year-old from Bowling Green, Ohio that currently works as a janitor in a strip mall. Nobody told me not to invest in this. He's talking about TVIX, but now I want to, and I'm afraid it will drop. And I think that this is, this guy's pulling everyone's leg, because if you look at all the answers to it, everybody's like taking him seriously and telling him not to buy it. And that's good that people are trying to set people in the right direction. But I think people come on sometimes these things and don't know when people are joking or not. And, I get it. New people come on, they see these TVIX and stuff moving all over the place, and they want a piece of it. I totally understand that. But, you want to understand what you're trading before you start trading it. All right, so that's all for now. My state was shut down. Restaurants were shut down in my state, so my side job is gone. They told me today or yesterday that don't report to work until further notice. So that's lovely. Fortunately, I'm not in financial issues or anything like that. Am I still in TQQQ? Yes, I still am long TQQQ. I still am long CCL, and I still am long YOLO. And I kind of plan on doing that for the foreseeable future. We'll see what happens. I did get long TQQQ. I paid $48 for it, so it's in my face. Actually, they're probably all in my face at this time. Let's see, CCL. I did pay, yeah, that's in my face too. I paid $17, and YOLO I paid $6.87 for. So there you have it. Maybe we're moving lower from here. We'll have to wait and see. What I like to see, like signs of encouragement for me, would be seeing the market moving around less, like less 5% moves, more like 2%, 1% moves. That sort of things. All right, so I'm going to let you go. I know your time is valuable, and I don't want to waste it. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for your memberships, Spencer and others. Appreciate your support, and we'll see you soon. Hang in there, folks. I know that you guys are going to be responsible and manage your risk effectively. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.